What is up, YouTube? This is Team Dreadnought, bringing you a deck profile after really a long time not doing anything with the channel. We all kind of played during the end of G format, but we all kind of fell out of the game as well. I really like Brave though. Alright, so we're going to bring you for the standard format because this is kind of what we're going to be moving to more for the channel. I might have premium content up sooner or later, but we're not sure yet. Your starter's going to be Glime because this is really all you can be playing right now. Just when you ride in a draw card, that's what all starters are going to be. So then it's 4 Key Knights Alfred. A lot of people play like 3 of this guy. I prefer 4 just because I really don't like Alfred early. If I didn't ride the Blade, I just feel he's really useless. His ability is once per turn you can counterblast 1 and search your deck for a Blaster Blade and call it to a rearguard, and it gains plus 5,000. That ability is really good for giving you rearguards because him and Akane are really the only ways to superior call in this deck. That isn't just when you call a unit draw card. So it's your only pick and choose from the deck. And Blade is pretty essential to the deck. If you were playing as Nova Grapplers, you almost want to try to not go Soul Saver as much to try to cripple their rearguards. And his second ability, as long as you have the Blade on your turn, he gains plus 10k. He gets plus 10k. It's really good because it helps you push mid game and sets you up for Soul Saver, which I'm going to explain next. But he's just a very solid card. Definitely you can play 3 of them and get away with it if you want to play them early, but I just prefer 4 for consistency. Then you play 4 Soul Saver. This is a card you can cut down to 3 because you really don't want to see it first. But I don't like playing 7 grade 3s in a format where I kind of want to keep rewriting grade 3s. But its ability is when it attacks, you can Soul Charge 1. And then its other ability is Soul Blast 5 and choose 6 of your units and they gain power plus 15,000. This is an act ability, so if you have to write it first, you can still build the soul and get there later. But it's really your main finisher and the only way you really have of truthfully closing out games. Against OTT, they're going to keep their protect markers for this turn, so you want to try to make sure they only have like 1 to 2 in hand when you actually go for the Soul Saver. But other than that, it's just a really solid card. And then we play 4 High Dog Breeder Akane. She's just one of your only other methods of advantage. But her ability is Vanguard Rearguard. When she's placed, you can counterblast 1 card to search your deck for a Pongal, which I will explain later, and call it to a rearguard. And then her other ability is when she's boosted by a High Beast, she gains plus 3k. So if you play Flare Mane Stallion, which I do not actually, she can be a 23k, so it's actually a valid option there as well. But this helps you hit for 21, which grade 2 turn is just really good when you're on Blade, who's going to be gaining a crit if you get everything set up right. It's just a really solid card, and I definitely recommend 4 of it. Then it's 4 Blaster Blades. He's kind of what you need for Alfred, and you want to play 4 of them just for actually having them in deck when you want to use Alfred. You really want to ride this guy. He gains a crit on Vanguard, which is just amazing because it allows you to rush them down, and if you can manage to get them to a spot where they're at 3 or 4 damage when you ride to grade 3, it's just really good in your favor. His other ability is Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1 to choose a unit in the front row when he's played and kill it. You don't use this ability as much, but if you have to get rid of a unit, you have to get rid of a unit. Then you play Sage of the Arts, Jaron, I think is how you pronounce his name, I'm not 100% sure. When he attacks, if you have 3 rearguards, then he gains plus 5. That's really solid because it's just another unit to gain power and helpful early game. If you want to not call a booster, you can still hit their 10Ks for valid of 15s. It's just really solid unit. There's nothing really else to play. You can play Conjurer Mithril, who's a 9k grade 2. When he's placed on rearguard, you can counterblast 1 Soul Blast 1 to call it grade 2. I don't like him that much because he's a 9k and he takes away soul from your Soul Saver plays, which is kind of iffy. Then for your grade 1s, you play 4 Night Squire Allen. He's actually really good for your early game rushing. This deck is heavily about finishing off your opponent right around the time you guys ride to grade 3. Because a lot of the other grade 3s in the deck will manage to out-advantage you. Like Imperial Daughter will out-advantage you quickly, CEO will out-advantage you quickly. So you want to try to make sure you end the game before they start building hands. His ability is when this unit is placed on rearguard, you can counterblast 1, choose a unit from your hand and call it to rearguard. That's equal to or less than your Vanguard, so no calling grade 2s on grade 1. And he gains plus 3, you also draw a card when you call 1, which is just super good because it allows you to filter your hand quickly and maybe find other units and draw cards. This is Little Sage Marin. He's alright. I think a lot of people kind of give him a bit more credit than he deserves. But all in all, he's a helpful card to help draw like Alan is. He's when, once per turn, when your other rearguard's placed in front of him, you can counterblast 1, he'll gain plus 3 and draw a card. He's like more abusable than he is because he's only the auto when played. But you're not really going to want to be calling if you have a full field anyway, so. And then it's 4 pawn goals. I'm not a huge fan of him. When he's placed, and there's a unit in the same column as him, you can soul charge 1, and he gets +5 if it's a trigger. You play 4 of him because you want to make sure you have him in the deck for Akane. So, you want to soul charge for Soul Saver. And you really kind of need the advantage of calling shit out with Akane, because Kage will retire your field as fast as you can call it almost. Then 2 Wingles. This can really be anything in your deck. I use Wingle because I like using blades on grade 2. So that makes it 23, which is really hard to guard if you went first because they're an 8K, so that's 23. A 15K trigger is still matching you, which means you have to use a heal or they can't even one-pass you, which is just super good. You can play Flare Mainstein as well because it helps Akane hit 23s late in the game. And then on the triggers, just 4 heals obviously. They have 20k shield and they're heal triggers. You need to counter. You have no way to counter charge, so once you're counter bossed out, you kind of need to try to hit these to unflip damage. So it's really only means of getting back your resources. Then for triggers, I play 4 Flogel and then 3 Eperna. A lot of people play 8 crit, which I like as an idea. I thought about going to it, but I really like the extra 1 draw trigger I play for 5 to help you find advantage, because you're not gaining as much as you did in original Royal Paladin, so it's kind of helpful to find. 1 Marvel, just because it's a draw trigger. And then 4 Flash Shield Ice Ults. This is your PG. They're now draw triggers, which is cool. But you really kind of want 4 draw trigger PGs, so you're not taking away grade 1s that are valuable units, and you kind of need those for rear grids. That was Royal Paladin. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos, deck profiles. I actually really hope we'll get on some kind of schedule soon. But thank you.